all you lovely people. My name is Laura Violet, and if you haven't seen me around before, that's because, well, kind of a new kid on the block. It's my first ever makeup video that I've ever created. I hope you guys like it. Today we're just doing a quick, easy, simple look. I mean, nothing crazy, nothing over the top. Anybody can do this. This honestly is nothing special. You know, I'm pretty basic. You know, before you go any further, you should just know what you're getting yourself into, and let's just, I'm basic. This is basic. So if you guys are interested in how I got this look, and if you're just interested in watching and getting to know me and what I have going on here, stay tuned. You might learn a thing or two, or you might not. You might be throwing things at your TV screen right now. Be like, just stop. But I won't. I won't. Can't stop, won't stop. So, kind of like the coronavirus. All right, let's get started.
So the first thing I like to do when I'm doing my makeup and I sit down, again, my face is all clean, everything's all ready to go, is primer. So the primer that I'm using today is the Supergoop Matte Screen. This has an SPF of 40 in it. Sometimes I use primer. Sometimes I don't use primer. It really kind of just depends on, you know, the foundation, how my skin's behaving. And honestly, I've used primer. I haven't used primer. I really don't notice that much of a difference. Sometimes my skin may be a little bit more oily than normal times. In the winter times or the colder month, it does tend to dry down a little bit. So using a primer, it's like one of those things that's hit or miss. Like I can live with it, I can live without it. It really doesn't matter. Now SPF, I do like to try to incorporate some kind of SPF in my makeup when I'm getting ready. As you can see, I don't know if it's gonna show very good in the lighting. I do suffer from melasma hyperpigmentation, and that is all because, you know, in my early 20s, I just thought I was invincible, went to the tanning bed, never used sunscreen. Years later, many years down the road, my skin paid for it. It suffered for it. So please, number one, do not go to the tanning bed. And number two, please, for the love of God, wear your stinking sunscreen. So this, a small little dab, it is plenty. And I like to focus it on my oil because this is a matte. This is a mattifying primer, SPF, I guess. And everything that I'm going to use today in this video, I am going to go ahead and just focus on, it's, you know, it's really hard to do your makeup and this at the same time. How do they make it look so easy? So I do have my primer. I do like to try to let that soak in. In the mornings when I'm rushing and getting done, I honestly am horrible about letting my products kind of soak into my face. But, you know, for the sake of the video and to kind of keep things moving, I am just going to go ahead and jump into my next, my foundation that I'm going to use, which isn't really even a foundation today. Most days when I'm in a hurry, I don't even like to use, this is what I'm using. This is the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream. This is a matte, this is for a BB cream. This is actually pretty full coverage. Well, not full coverage, I would say medium-ish. Heavy on the ish. I would say this is more medium coverage, but for me it works. And if there's any certain spots where are kind of peeking through where I can kind of see my hyperpigmentation, I do have it emphasized, it's focused here. I do have a sunspot here when I'm driving. That's where the sun usually hits me. And I'm starting to form it around here and here. But anyways, this typically works. This is usually good enough for me. I mean, I don't really need, a lot of days I don't want a heavy cakey foundation. I don't want something that I can feel sitting on my face all the time. So this is really nice. It's really easy application. Doesn't take a whole lot to blend, or, you know, you just put it on and you're out the door in a couple minutes. And typically if my husband and I, or if I'm going somewhere and I don't want to spend an hour or 2 hours to get dressed, who does want to do that? This is kind of like my go-to. And I first like to apply it. I literally go in with just my fingers at first. And I use a small amount. I don't know if you can see that. I probably should have showed you the dot. Sorry guys, we're learning. But I do go in and scrub it on there. And as you can tell, it's really good. What I like about this here, this CoverGirl, number one, super affordable. I can't remember what I paid for it at, probably got it at Walmart or something like that. But in my makeup, so I do like to kind of pat it in because it does leave a little bit of streaks. But I noticed that if you take it and you just sort of pat it into the skin, it kind of does what it needs to do. I usually don't have any problems with it looking cakey or streaky or anything like that. Sorry, I'm a little squirrel. What the heck was I saying? I don't remember. I do want a little bit more coverage. This is buildable, so I'll just put a little bit on the back of my hand and kind of dab it in certain areas where I feel like I'm gonna want more coverage. And depending on the weather, melasma, hyperpigmentation, you know, colder weather, it does tend to kind of fade a little bit. When you get warm, you kind of got your blood going. You know, I do notice that, I'm losing lighting here. Sorry guys. I do notice that it kind of looks darker. Really not going. I always like to kind of take it down here just so that I don't have a harsh line. Folks, please, for the love of God, make sure you blend in your line. I know it's hard sometimes to get your foundations or whatever you're deciding to use. It's hard to kind of get it to, you know, blend in. Or to match, excuse me. Sometimes it's a little hard to match. I know, I think we all kind of struggle with that. And each foundation that you do use, you know, the ranges are always so very different. It's like you don't know if you're, you know, me, sometimes I'm fair in certain foundations, sometimes I'm light. It really kind of depends. And normally when I'm picking out a foundation, a color for myself, I typically like to go a little bit darker just because I feel like I can lighten it up with concealers. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, if anybody else has this issue, but when I go lighter foundations, I feel like they don't look right on me. I just feel like I look super washed out. Just, it doesn't, like, I feel like the formulation is always so different. I don't ever like how it looks on my skin. So I'm not opposed to going a shade darker for myself. Somebody else may have a different preference. That's just my preference. So, and even concealer. When I use concealer, I don't like a super bright under eye. It's like, obviously I have circles, I know, but I feel like a very white or light concealer under the eye just emphasizes that dark circle. It's like, what are you hiding under there? It's like, oh, I'm trying to hide my dark circle. Concealer that I'm using, I actually got this. This is Dose of Colors. Let me put my glasses on. Can tell you what shade I am in, folks. So I'm 07 Light. I actually got this from BoxyCharm, a makeup subscription box, which I really do recommend for folks that are kind of getting comfortable with makeup, want to know more, are interested, but are feeling maybe a little bit overwhelmed about what will work for them, what won't work for them. It's a great way at an affordable price to kind of test new products, things that you ordinarily wouldn't buy for yourself. So I love getting my makeup subscription boxes. There's always usually something in there that I like or I'm using, and if it's not, I just pass it on to somebody else that's, you know, kind of interested in figuring out what they like. So when I apply my concealer, I'm really like, pet peeve of mine, for the love of God, I do not know why we're putting on so much concealer. Look, all you need, sometimes I do 2 dots, literally that is it. That is it. That is enough. If you are not getting the coverage that you want out of your concealer, and I'm going to put a little bit on down my nose because I do want to try to conceal just a little bit my hyperpigmentation. But if you are having an issue with your concealer not covering what you want it to cover, then you may want to consider getting something that's more full coverage. So, you know, it's just, you don't need a lot of product. Really, honestly, the saying, you know, less is more, that is so very true for, you know, makeup in general. I find when I'm using a lot of product, a lot of heavy product, a lot of things that just, you know, it just doesn't sit right on my skin. You know, my skin is very oily. It's just angry. I swear, it just hates me sometimes. But, you know, it is what it is. I have to more or less listen to my skin, you know, figure out what it wants. It's all blended in. I will go in with my Milk loose setting powder. I love this stuff. It's a blurring primer. And again, everything that I'm using today, I will list down in my description. So if you guys are interested, want to check it out, read more about it, you can go on there, click on it, whatever you want to do to see if it's something that you would want to use. And I'm going to reach from a brush. A concealer brush I got from e.l.f. it's made for concealer. I don't like it for concealer. I really like using, when I apply my concealer, I really like using a beauty blender. I get a more smoother, cleaner finish. My under eyes, for whatever reason, my skin in general just doesn't really like applying foundation and concealer with brushes. So I am going to go set this. And all this is going to do when you're setting your foundation is just prevent it from creasing too. So this whole YouTube thing, I've always loved makeup, and I've always loved talking about makeup and just buying new things, trying new things, trying to, it just makes you feel so pretty. And not to say I wear makeup every day, because I don't, and especially, with with the cocoa, aka coronavirus, I really haven't been wearing a lot of makeup. And sometimes it is really nice just to kind of let your skin breathe and relax and just kind of do whatever your skin's gonna do. But where was I going with this? I am by no means a makeup artist. Have I done makeup on friends and family? Yes, I have. It turns out, honestly, it's mediocre. I am not, great at applying makeup. What I do for my makeup, I think, with the trends going on today, and they are beautiful. There's some looks out there that are incredibly beautiful. But the problem, me personally, the problem that I have with that is that it's not realistic for my lifestyle. And if you're a working woman, you got to get up. You're up at, 6, 5 o'clock in the morning trying to get yourself together. If you have kids, I don't have children, but if you have kids, you're trying to get them out the door, get them on the bus, get them out of bed, whatever it is that you're trying to get accomplished in the morning. You don't have time to sit there and use 5, 6 different eyeshadows to get a look that you want. I like more like an everyday, let's just enhance what we have. Let's just pick out certain things about ourselves that we really like, and just, rock with it. All about finding what works for you. And I think the trends that I see on YouTube and just in general, again, it's beautiful. It's just not realistic, especially for me. It's just not realistic for me. So I really try to focus on just doing what makes me feel good. If I don't like the way I look in winged eyeliner, then I'm not gonna wear winged eyeliner. I tried to do a look yesterday. You could probably still see, black under my eyes. But I just don't like the way I look on that. That's never to say that I won't wear black eyeliner. It really kind of just depends on my mood. And if I wear any kind of eyeliner, I usually prefer like a more smoked wing. I don't really like a heavy, thick black wing. It's just not something that I like, it's not me. It's not me. I think it's so easy when you're just so overwhelmed. I think that it's so easy to get overwhelmed when you're sitting there at the store. It's like, well, I want to try this, but I honestly don't know. And, I hope that during this channel, one of the things that I really want to focus on is just do what makes you feel comfortable. But anyways, getting on with this, I am using this little bad boy here. I still don't really know how I feel about this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the duo. I gotta put my glasses on, guys. Filmstar Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight in Fair Medium. For me here, sometimes I like a super warm bronzer. Sometimes I like a more cool tone bronzer. Lately, I've been really feeling these like warm, to me, this is, cool toned. This isn't so much a warm tone bronzer, but I like it because it just, for whatever reason, it looks very pretty on my skin. Anyways, I'm going to go in here with this. And when I put my bronzer on, I just clean my makeup brushes. I'll have to show you guys how I clean them. And I just focus mine like right in here. And again, I don't know if this technique is right. I just go with what I like. I like this. I like that all of a sudden in a matter of moments, it looks like I'm not sickly white. I have some color on my skin. I do take it up here just a slight bit. I do like to put it over my nose and carry it like through here. Anyway, the reason I mentioned I clean my makeup brushes is because I can smell I think it's the It Cosmetics makeup brush. And sometimes if I just want like a quick, if you do makeup, if you're a professional makeup artist, the It Cosmetics, it's really cool because you can just spray it in between your clients. You can spray it, wipe it off, move on to your next client. And then when you get home, obviously you would do like a deeper cleanse. I'm trying to figure out where I'm looking here. So, you know, the whole thing with creating a YouTube channel and doing makeup is you have to embrace and be okay, like, living in the suck. You know, there's like certain things that you're gonna do and you're gonna look back, and you know, that's just life in general. You like just figure out what works and what doesn't work, and things that you do differently, and you know, whatever. Anyways, so to keep things simple, I am gonna go ahead and stick with this highlighter in here. Reaching again, sorry guys. If you ever thought I was gonna be prepared, so just while you get to know me, if you ever think I'm prepared for anything in life, false. Wrong, okay? Yeah, it's amazing that people think I'm as organized as I am, because I'm really not. So I always joke that I have everybody fooled, because I do. So this highlighter, it's really pretty. Today I don't want like a super over-the-top glowy highlighter. I really just want something pretty subtle. And this is a very subtle highlighter. So if you are one of those people that really want like an over-the-top highlighter, this is not going to be for you. You know, this is something that is not going to be over the top. And I don't even know if the camera's picking this up or not. You know what? I forgot to put my blush on. So when I do my highlighter, I get like, I don't like over the top highlighty things. I really like, highlight, but I feel like when I put my highlighter on, I want to place it where I notice the sun will naturally hit my face. So I notice for me, I always get like super highlighty right in here, or the sun will usually hit me right in here. It usually hits me right in here, and it hits me like right in here. So when I do my highlighter, I usually try to focus in those areas there. I just feel like it gives me a nicer, natural looking kind of highlight. I did forget my blush though, and I forgot my eye pencil dupe thingy, so I gotta get. So if it had this blush by Selena Gomez, Rare Beauty. Oh my god, it's incredible. But I was reaching for my glasses. I love this, but buyer beware, be warned. This is your warning. This is so incredibly pigmented. I mean, like, this is like on another level of pigment, and I love it. And even though I have oily skin, I like a cream blush. Which when I put this on, I literally take my fingers and kind of work with my fingers. And sometimes, you know, the best tools we have are our fingers. They're free. They work. So it just gives you like a little pinch of color. Nothing crazy, just like a little pinch of color. And there's honestly, like, I still have some left on my hand, but I don't want, you know, that's enough for me. Like that's enough for me right there. I don't need a whole lot. So I typically for eyebrows, I really like the Anastasia Beverly Hills, am I even saying that right? Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pencil, and I use the skinnier one. There's one that's thicker, and then there's like a skinnier one. I prefer the skinnier one for myself. I've used both. I like this one better. The shade that I do use is Taupe, whatever. But the one thing I do like about their pencils is they are a little bit drier, so I feel like it gives you kind of like, and I don't see anybody talk about eyebrows anymore, but anyways, this is the one I like. I've tried other ones. I don't like them. The reason I like this is because it's more ashy tone, and I just feel like ashy tone brow products just tend to look a little bit more natural. Yeah. I'm all over the place. I'm like out of sorts. Embrace the suck. That's what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead, before I do that, I'm going to prime my eyelids for eyeshadow. I like to use, I have in general, I have oily skin. And then on top of that, I have very oily eyelids. So for me, I like to use the Nars Smudge Proof eyeshadow primer. And I do recommend a primer. I don't like using concealer on myself. I just, because I have oily eyelids, I just don't get the same result with my eyeshadow that I would with an actual primer. If anybody has issues with your eyeshadow staying or creasing, definitely look up or check into getting an actual primer, because that's where you're gonna find, you know, you're gonna get better results if you're using an actual primer. I've tried different primers. I tend to like this one the best. Like I said, it just really works with my with my eyelids, with my skin. Now, I like to go in with my eyebrows. And again, I don't do anything super, super crazy with my brows. I mean, you can tell I have pretty, they used to be thicker, but changed that when I started over plucking. So I'll just go in and very lightly, we'll do my brows. And I try to follow a natural shape. So what have you guys been doing with your time? Are a lot of you still working? Well, who's ever gonna watch my videos right now? Are you guys still working from home? Hope everybody's safe and healthy. I know 2020 has been quite a challenging year for all of us, and you know, we'll get through it. We're getting through it. We're resilient, you know, we're human beings. We have an incredible way of just overcoming. It's what we do, it's who we are. And, you know, we'll get through it. Think that we will, unfortunately, you know, be back to normal anytime soon. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm healthy. My husband's healthy. My family's healthy. You know, I hope you guys are too. You know, in my opinion, there's nothing more than you can ask for in that. So, do I need to scoot you guys in? I'm sorry. I'm just over here talking and talking. You guys are probably like, I can't see anything. I know, because I don't have you zoomed in. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to make sure those eyebrows stay in place because they be out of control sometimes. Where was I? Okay, eyeshadow. So my primer's all ready to go. I'm going to go ahead. So normally with eyeshadow, if I'm trying to get out the door quickly, I really don't spend a whole lot of time on eyeshadow. I really just want something that's going to define my eyes and kind of make them stand out a little bit more. I am going to go in. I think today I'm going to use my Morphe palette. This is an older palette. I think this one is Glasses 12NB, and it is a pretty palette. I've had it for quite a while. Back when I was trying to kind of get into professional makeup, it was one that I had in my pro palette. And again, by no means am I a makeup artist whatsoever. Like I said, I love makeup. I'm enthusiastic about it. Being a professional makeup artist was not in the books for me, and that's okay. That's okay. So we're here now. We're just, this is the only coloring book I get. So the makeup, excuse me, not the makeup, but the brushes that I like to use, if you guys have not bought this, oh my gosh, I can't remember the cost of this. I think it was like 20 bucks. ColourPop, the makeup brush roll. Yes. Love this. Love, 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 love it. It's a little dirty because I do use it. I love this. I love it so much. So first, before I go in, I keep reaching on top of my head for my stupid glasses. Okay, so the first thing I like to do, I'm going to go, and the shades are numbered or named. Excuse me. The shades aren't labeled, so I don't know what I'm using here or what color. So the first one I'm going to go in with is this one here. It's like a lighter pink color, and I'm just going to like lay down a light base. That way the eyeshadow that I am applying on top of that, it just kind of blends a little bit smoother. Okay, so then the next shade I'm gonna go in with, and sometimes I don't even like really create a transition shade. Again, honestly, you could go to the store and get one shade that you think is pretty and use that one shade for your eyeshadow look. I mean, you really don't need a whole lot. You know, makeup, I don't know how we got so far off, and I'm ranting, I know, I'm so sorry, but this really, really bothers me. You know, I think that like, for example, contouring is great. It's beautiful. But I think in certain situations and circumstances, it seems appropriate. But if I'm just going to work, I don't have time for that. That just isn't realistic for me. It's not realistic for what I do. So I just don't really do it. And then again, you know, some of the looks that I see, they're beautiful, but no offense if you like this, it's not to offend anybody. It's to build confidence in folks that want to go out there and give makeup a go and are just so completely overwhelmed with everything that they see on YouTube and just the makeup industry in general.
I won't say where specifically I work. I am in the financial planning industry. And I cannot go to work in blue or hot pink eyeshadows. I just can't do it. It's just highly, highly inappropriate for my job. So for me, I do, not just for work, but just in general, I do typically look for, you know, more natural, more mid-tone, just something that just looks pretty. I still want to look pretty, but you know, anyways. So for this look, I'm going to use the larger blending brush in my ColourPop makeup roll brush set. God, I love that set. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to lightly just, I don't know if you guys can see this, right here. And I like to mix it with this one here. And I'm going to go in and kind of just put this everywhere. I really don't have, I hope you guys can see this. And I kind of start in the crease and I hold the brush like mid, I don't know, bit barrel, whatever you call this little doot, I don't know. And I just begin blending, you know, and I don't like to spend a lot of time blending. So it's a lot of reason why I don't typically, you know, every day, I don't typically do a big smoke blown out look. Can I? Yeah, I can. Do I like to? Sure, on certain occasions, but not every day, you know, not every day to go to work or, you know, even just to hang out with some friends sometimes, you know, I just want to look like me, but I want to look like me with some color on my face. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with the smaller blending brush. I love these brushes. I know I sound like a broken record. And I'm going to go in, I'm just going to add just a little bit of darker color there. And I'm going to focus this on my outer crease, or my outer lid, excuse me. This part. Now that I got that kind of where I want, well, where I want it. God, I hope this is looking okay. I'm going to take this same color, this one here, because I do like to add a little bit more definition to my eye. So I'm going to take it and drag it like under my lower lid. See, it kind of just adds something a little extra. And I didn't do a whole lot. That's just, you know, I'm just letting the makeup do the job for me. And there are some days, you know, you do your makeup and it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. There isn't anything you can do in this world. We all have bad hair days. We all have bad makeup days. I am going to put a little shimmer. Oh my gosh. Have you guys tried these? It's a little dirty. Sorry. It's the Stila. It's not the glitter one. I think it's just like the sheer. If I could get a brain anytime in this life, it would be fantastic. It's just, I'll link it below. These are really pretty and they're so incredibly easy to use. But I would like just something a little bit extra on there. So I'm going to pop this right here and I will use my finger. So shades like these, when we try to use, this is liquid and it is like a shimmer. And I feel like you try to go over this with a have concealer as your primer. I just don't know if you're going to get the same effect. At least for me, you know, I just have really, really evil skin. I mean, it's just oily. It literally, some days my skin's so oily, I look like I've been playing in Crisco. And I'm just going to blend that. I'm taking this brush, no extra product, that darker shade in the Morphe palette, and I'm just kind of blending those together so that it doesn't look like it's just a hot mess in here. There's that. I am going to add, oh, do I have any? I do, yeah, highlighter. So I'm going to just take this highlighter here from my Charlotte Tilbury palette, and I am going to take a very small blending, and I'm going to pop some of this highlighter like right at my brown bone there. And in the corners of my eye. Final look here, my eyes are done. I'm liking this okay. I think it's honestly, it's mediocre. Mascara, this one here I like to use for my top lashes. This is the Nars Climax mascara, I think. I don't know. It's by Nars, guys. Again, it'll be in the description. And then, oh, wrong end. So this here is really good. I just like that. It's nice volume. It's very, very full. I think everybody goes like this when they do their videos.
Look at me. And then for the bottom one, I do prefer something a little bit on the skinnier side. So this one here, see how skinny that is? And it's curved, so you just get like right, you can get all up in that good and just get those bottom lashes. I don't typically do false lashes, and you know, for me, I'm not to like toot my own horn, but thank God I am blessed with good lashes, because I do not have the patience or the skill to sit there gluing on fake lashes. I just don't. I just can't do it. So, you know, for me, I just don't. Will I? Have I? Yeah, sure. Do I like it? No, I can never get them on right. They're always poking me. There's certain tips and tricks and techniques you can do to create more of like a false lash look with your own lashes. But you know, I just, today's look, we're not doing a false lash. I love this stuff. It can be, for me, if I pile it on a lot, it can be a little, you know, challenging to get off. Like I had a little bit, because I did like a heavier eye look. Ended up not liking it, taking it off and starting over again, because it was kind of so, you know, bad. You see those really pretty winged looks and this like heavy smoky eye, and it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. For me, it's like, girl, who punched you? Okay, what now? Oh, bottom lashes. Hello. Okay, I feel so pretty. I do. I feel pretty. These the Artist Couture lipsticks. I think this is like their nude collection. The color that I'm going to be using today, again, my glasses. I should just like glue these things to myself, because they just, I don't typically use lip liner. I will. Yesterday I used it because I did have like just a different look. It was appropriate. I felt like it was appropriate anyways, but this today I'm not using a liner. I'm just going to go in with my Artist Couture Boy Toy lipstick, and it's very, hold on, I can't talk and put lipstick on, so, and I honestly suck at putting lipstick on. That's also why I prefer glosses and lipsticks like this, because it's just so forgiving. It's just easy to work with for me. So finishing touches: set your stuff, set it, and then forget it or not. But anyways, so I had just come across this Pure. This is their matte mist. Sometimes I'll use this in conjunction with a powder. Sometimes I'll use a powder. Sometimes this. Today I'm gonna actually use this and my powder. Nice little mister on it. Can you guys see that? Yeah, it's pretty nice. I feel like though, whenever I spray it, I have to get super close, because it's like, it's never enough. So I'm like, give it to me. So I can go a little bit crazy with it, but whatever happened to less is more. Isn't that what I started on earlier? Don't listen to me, guys. I am all over the place. You get a little bit of everything. I do like to hold my hair back for this. So I'm gonna just, so that looks pretty good, right? Yeah, it's not too shabby. But yeah, I really hope you guys like this. I mean, you know, like I said, this is my very first makeup video. I really hope you guys like it. I know there's probably like a lot of things that I have to learn and do, and just lighting and angling and all of that, but hopefully you guys learn from it. Hopefully it encourages you to get more comfortable with makeup, and you know, feeling okay with just sticking to, you don't have to have a full blown out, there we go. Sorry, you don't have to have a full blown out look to be, sorry guys, this hair, it needs a miracle of Jesus. It's just like, this squirrel moment. I have not been able to go to the hair salon. Well, I know that, so I live in Maryland. Hair salons are open, 75% capacity. You're able to go and make an appointment. And, but for me, I am immunocompromised. I'll get into that later and throughout my story. Anyways, point being is that my roots are so bad, and you know what? We're just gonna go with it. But back to what I was saying, you know, the purpose of this channel is just to encourage you, to give you some tips and pointers. Don't feel intimidated. You know, go out there, try things. If you want to start with one eyeshadow, start with one eyeshadow. You don't need a whole lot. But it's all about just having fun and just feeling pretty, feeling good about yourself. You know, it gives you a level of confidence, and it is truly, for me, one thing that I do for myself. I don't put makeup on for anybody else. I don't put it on for my husband. I don't put it on for anyone. I have no problems going into the house with no makeup, even though I do have, you know, discoloration on my skin. It doesn't bother me.
Not to the point where I don't want to be seen, you know, in my natural glory. But, you know, just get out there, just try it, just see what you like, see what you don't like. A lot of it is trial and error. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much if you watched to the very end. I'm sorry for my first time rambles and awkwardness and ranting, but I can tell you that you're probably going to get a lot of ranting with me. There's probably going to be a lot of random things talked about, a lot of squirrel moments. But that's just me, you know, it's just me. It's just who I am. It's just, you know, that's it. Thank you guys. Until next time. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.